matchup. And I believe the decks are the same, except for one card choice. We pretty much just see the card jump from the Snip Snap, throws it over to a Frostbolt. So yes, more or less the same list. Funnily enough, a Frostbolt doesn't beat a Snip Snap one-on-one, because they've been so far, they've just been hanging around watching and seeing what is going on. Let's get straight into it. DawN versus Alutemu. And this will be a bit of a big deal how this group shakes out as well, because I know the Korean players are a very proud group, and it actually upsets them when they don't have a player at the World Championships of past.
Yeah.
I think it's happened like, what, once or something where we've not had a Korean?
Have they ever not had a Korean? I think there's been one at every...
Oh, it was last year.
Oh, was it last year? Oh, was that the first one?
Yeah, it was the first
right.
time. Because Definition didn't get in.
Right.
So it was like the first time that there's not been a Korean representative at the World Championships. So this is, again, going to be a big deal, not only for these players, but for the regions. Japan is a region that goes from strength to strength every single time we see them perform. Alutemu seems to be leading the way there. But DawN, again, is like, well, there's DawN and there's Surrender for this season. And if they can get someone in this season, it's just going to make them all feel better, because they normally just want someone in their region to do very well.
We English players are exactly the same as well. We get very upset when one of our players doesn't get through to Worlds.
Yeah, and then you've got a reason for why Sottle is the way he is. Imagine, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? If like we were actually good at Hearthstone. No, because that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, Korea just expect to have a player in the World Championships.
What was our last?
UK.
Was it Green Sheep? Was that
Green Sheep back in the day when he was like 12.
Sorry, George, but you got to step it up a bit. Dare I say?
Will someone do something? Ball Control has a chance, of course.
Ball Control does have a chance. Yes.
Let's go into this game.
Yes, in this particular game.
Being upset about how bad we are at Hearthstone.
Speaking of Korean players, DawN does look a little bit upset going into this, because keeping the Luna in his starting hand on the play, I absolutely agree with. I think you have to find some way to scrabble back into the game when you are undeniably in the inferior position of being on the play rather than on the coin. But he's a little bit upset that he kind of has to kill the Apprentice on turn 2 there. Oh, on turn 3 even, sorry. It was an off-curve play, which makes it even more miserable.
Also, side note, these two are really good at building their backdrops. Those are flawless.
Yeah.
Maybe that's helped them with their progression into the playoffs.
There was a very interesting play there on that turn, though, for DawN, because you and I have talked about how we like saving Conjurer's Calling for after Luna's Pocket Galaxy.
You mean Arcane Intellect?
Arcane Intellect, sorry, yes. Arcane Intellect for after Luna's Pocket Galaxy.
It's a galaxy off.
DawN did not do that. DawN just threw down the Arcane Intellect. He did have Luna in hand, which is obviously very, very powerful after Luna's Pocket Galaxy comes down. But it's interesting that he valued the not just slamming the Luna instead, which I think was a very, very valid line of play.
It was, and Alutemu could have played his Pocket Galaxy, but when you smell blood, you go for it, right? And this is going for it, and this could literally be the quickest 3 sets of Hearthstone I've ever cast in what I would say now is a fairly lengthy career for myself. Small pat on the back, but this has been...
This is it.
Yeah, this is exceptionally fast.
End of the road for old Raven. It's just too fast.
I'm too old to keep up with these young kids and their fast Hearthstone play.
I mean, honestly, so am I. I am partial to a slightly slower played series of Hearthstone.
Move me over to the American region. I heard those guys play slow.
Yes, yeah. Well, somewhere in the middle, I think. Europe, shall we say, geographically and play style in the middle. I guess if you go the other way, not.
I was going to say,
if you go the long way around, if the Earth was a sphere, then it would be.
I have heard now and again that people think it's flat, which maybe makes things easier.
Should we not get into that right now?
Humans. So double Sorcerer's Apprentice, though, although Alutemu is putting forward, an insane amount of pressure, this is one of those turns that can actually continue the game.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the biggest thing for DawN. It might not necessarily win him the game, but it will make him not dead.
Right, and the thing to remember is that DawN has played Luna's Pocket Galaxy, and he has Luna in hand. The game is never over at that
just
point.
Has double Sea Giant right now. I mean, that's pretty solid in itself.
Right, like, I would not be surprised if DawN plays like upwards of 50 or 60 mana worth of cards on the following turn, if he's able to chain the Giants and things like that. Like, you can do some, maybe that's a bit high, but like, you can spend so much mana when you have Luna and Luna's Pocket Galaxy in play. It's actually absurd.
The biggest problem I see now is Alutemu can't kill the apprentices, right? Or can't kill both?
Explosion, ping. Well, he could technically. He could go explosion,
Yeah,
ping,
he could, but he does
trade the
nothing
grave
else.
horror, which
Well, I think he has to,
don't
right?
feel good. I'll tell you that for free.
I think he might have to. Because with Galaxy played,
What if he
I
went?
would be terrified of apprentices sticking. Terrified. Yeah, I think that's how he could lose. Because not only are the minions cheap, the spells
I
are
guess
cheaper.
so. I
And
guess
then
so.
that 50 mana doesn't look too shabby.
Yeah, if he left up both apprentices there, DawN, I think, could actually literally draw his whole deck.
Yes. And now the problems. Does DawN have to like
That Conjurer's Calling was
cad?
not the card that
Yeah.
DawN wanted to see.
What to do?
Wonder whether he had to
Oh,
like
that was
Khadgar's
miserable.
Conjurers or something really silly.
Even hit, like, it
It's
would
gonna
have to
lose
just
a
be
Conjurers
Tauns.
to.
Behold the tools
alright.
of creation.
Silverback Patriarch to the rescue!
Behold the tools of creation.
Ah, end of the road.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at now in terms of damage? DawN is not dead, technically. Even
do
Banana
19.
Buffoon does not get there, yeah.
But it's the Nova, right?
Yeah,
Because what Alutemu can do now is he kills the monkey, and then the Nova locks DawN of even really making a board.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
You just can't make enough of a board to do anything,
He
right?
can, it's not bad though, right? He can go double Sea Giant probably, unless Alutemu, because if Alutemu plays around the Sea Giant by clearing the board, he makes the Giant more expensive, but he makes more board space, which is good for DawN in its own way. And so for DawN, if he's able to go Frost Nova, double Giant, and then he's able to generate another Frost Nova next turn, you know, maybe he's in a situation where he can get this done with just a load of Smork damage. Maybe.
Yeah, Alutemu's choosing to just play the Giant instead.
Because Alutemu has to kill the Luna this turn.
Does he?
Yes.
I guess.
How does he ever leave that Luna alive?
You just aim the Giant in face.
Okay, I guess that's how he did it.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
asked and I answered.
Okay, he could lose the game by hitting Escape Concede right now. He won't.
But how does he do it?
But why?
So it's double Sea Giant into
Sea Giant
Nova.
Sea Giant Nova, yeah.
I wonder if... Oh, no, never mind. Ignore me, I'm being silly. Yeah, this looks pretty solid. Just preemptively trade in.
I mean, finding the second Frost Nova there is pretty nutso for DawN.
I think... Ooh, he did...
What are you looking at? Trade?
Yeah. Because it gives him more space if a Nova comes down. He has Conjurer's Calling and Khadgar, like... If you just trade, next turn you have Ping to kill off the 7/5.
Yeah, that's actually kind of
He knows Alutemu's
Yeah.
not got Conjurer's Calling to, like, punish the damage.
Purely in terms of board space, I actually wouldn't mind trading at least one of them away. Yeah, or maybe both of them even, because he's played both Sea Giants, right? So having more minions in play is only bad for him. Aside from
Well, there's,
actually having the minions in
Like,
play.
Khadgar Conjure Nova next turn.
Yes.
Whereas now a Nova would just wreck him, basically. And he puts the Grave Horror to 1. Next turn you just ping it off. Nova, push, go. I thought that was a
better.
sell.
Yeah, I agree, actually, I agree.
Because he knows Alutemu doesn't have a... or is very, very, very unlikely to have a Conjurer's Calling.
Alutemu here now wondering how should he approach this in terms of freeing up board space for his opponent, because Frost Nova was obviously tempting there, but it doesn't draw a card, it costs more mana. I think I like holding onto it there, sorry. But there's not a great outcome for him with DawN being able to go trade in all his stuff, and as you said, Khadgar Conjurer's Calling Frost Nova.
DawN now showing us his modern art version.
Yeah, I know, he's jumped into an Aha music video.
I would love that. Such a great video.
It's a good video.
So Nova, trade.
That's what I'm looking at.
Trade.
He really just does not want to see the Frost Nova from Alutemu on the other side. As you know, this is often how these this matchup can kind of shake down to.
Nova Wars. like a futuristic Hearthstone expansion coming to Hearthstone in 2025.
Nova Wars. I mean, it's
Nova
here.
Wars.
This is Nova Wars.
I'll be like, Reno Jackson, the cyborg, has come back. Oh, Nova. This matchup is very funny when everyone draws freeze.
Yeah,
and they have
it
big
can get a
boards
little
like
bit
this.
degenerate. Yeah.
Because it is pretty much who runs out of the freezes first.
Oh, that Frost Nova off
Yeah, that's what I
Cyclone
mean,
was
yeah.
so ridiculous.
Observe. Reflect.
So how can Alutemu lock out this game? He can draw Antonidas, right? That's the best thing he can do on this turn, I think. So how does he do that? Because he obviously has to keep board space open. So does he just play Arcane Intellect this turn?
Wait. He doesn't have to keep board space open, right? Because he can ping off the 7. He can like
ping off his
potentially
7.
kill off
yes,
his own minions.
Okay. That's true.
I'm saying
He needs to keep mana available for Frost Nova though, but he still has that because this costs
everything's
0.
one, right? Yeah.
Behold the tools of creation.
He needs to worry about overdraw now.
So
Splitting
fake,
image?
I think. Just save some damage.
I think I like splitting image. You can't.
Tools of creation.
He's got to move quick. He just doesn't have time to do
Yeah,
everything.
he just wanted to play something that he didn't draw with.
I guess this
He would
is
have
fine.
overdrawn. It gets tricky. These turns get really
Does he
hard.
ping
when
his own minion on this turn to free up board space and free up mana for next turn?
the taunt's always going to be traded into. Oh no,
No, because there's no.
I don't know.
Maybe.
You can ping next.
These games get weird. These games get very weird.
Oh, he should have, because that would have opened up exactly Antonidas lethal, right? Oh no, because he'd be 1 mana out. No, he wouldn't, because the apprentice.
Yes.
No, because you can't play the apprentice and Antonidas unless someone's dead. Oh, this is so tricky.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because like,
yeah, you're right.
So,
you would have
what,
run out of board
what I'm
space
getting at
again.
is fireball ping is
Yes.
lethal.
Yeah. But there would have been no minions
Yeah.
to buff with a banana, and no board space for apprentice and Antonidas. Yeah, you're correct.
Well, there's minions to buff for the bananas.
That can attack. Sorry, that can attack face.
Oh,
that could
right,
get
yeah.
yes.
But you just, so the idea would be like...
I get
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying. Yeah. I like that DawN is not killing off a minion here. I think this shows good understanding. He wants to draw the card, but leave the minions in play to lock out board space as much as possible. Oh. There's no mechs to magnetize it onto, and he doesn't have Conjurer's Calling yet to cast on the Sea Giant.
But he has to... I think he does it anyway, right?
So what does he start with?
He needs to draw pink.
Start with
Ziliax.
self-ping, yeah. And this does mean that because he didn't ping last turn, he's down 2 mana, but obviously he did not know that DawN would have generated
This
a third
it
Frost
had to be Nova.
Yes.
Because even if it was Blizzard, it would have killed off minions
Right,
for him,
that's a
which
good
would have been
point.
fine, obviously.
Yes.
So yeah, it was literally Nova that was this much of an issue.
Ooh.
Nova Wars!
Yep.
Those were the sounds of boring.
Behold the
Oh, this is so
Okay,
silly.
well, 0 mana draw a card, seems good.
Yeah, I guess.
I did
These
wonder
players
what
are just playing too slow. They're just like in these Luna turns, you just vomit cards onto the board and good stuff happens. Playing optimally is not optimal.
Observe.
Surely you never buffed that out of range.
Oh,
Wow. He does not want board space at all. Well, DawN loses.
ping pass! Okay, so Alutemu takes the game, but that did get very tricky, and whatever you want to play, you can play very aggressive, you can play a bit slower, you can do weird things in one way and weird things with another. You go off with Lunas, or you can be a bit more restricted, I don't know. The deck's nuts, and anyone who's not tried it yet, if you can build this deck, just build it and try it. It's so great.
Fair warning, you will probably lose a few games before you win one. This deck is probably the most powerful deck in Hearthstone. It's not easy to play. Or maybe you won't.
But
maybe you're Hunter Ace listening right now and you will build this deck and win lots of games with it.
counter warning, you will win some games by just playing giant conjurers.
That is also true.
So, it does even itself out over time.
Yes.
But let's go into game number 2. Alutemu versus DawN for their tournament playoff life here. If whichever one, not if, someone has to lose.
Yes.
Whichever player loses this has to try again in Season 2 to get a spot at the Global Finals. The winner is still in with a run.
That's a good point to mention. These players, if they lose, they're not out of Grandmasters. They'll still all be back in Season 2.
Surprise rule! You're out.
A trapdoor opens in their house.
Gone. It's like a weird rule where, like, it's just ultimate high-stakes Hearthstone where the people who didn't qualify for playoffs, they're in Season 2. But you're in playoffs. It's all or nothing at this point. You either get to the Global Finals or you are out.
Alutemu with a clearly puzzling play on turn 1 of whether to play the magic trick. I was going to say, if he hits exactly Astral Rift as the only 2-mana card that effectively adds a card to your hand in the mage pool, he'll be very happy. He did hit literally exactly that one card, which I think allows him to play Giant the turn earlier. Or at the very least, Giant with some other powerful stuff. Oh. Even if the stuff he got is some Hot Garbo. Oh no, wait. Test Subject into Conjurer's Calling to get another Conjurer's Calling. Does that net you 1 positive because you get another twin spell version back to your
If you use the twin spell,
yes.
yeah. So you literally will be up 1, but you will have 1 drops on the board.
That's going to happen this game. I'm putting it on the line.
Okay.
If that
trying to
happens,
think of, like,
I'll pay for the cab home, Raven. Even though I probably would have done that anyway because it's my turn.
I'm pretty sure you should be paying regardless. But thank you, Derek. You are so generous as always. How will
Test
I ever
Subject,
repay
double
you?
Ray of Frost. More Ray of Frosts. He could just kill off his own guy.
Oh, funnily enough,
Test Subject's the nuts.
it gets him to Mountain Giant quicker.
Yes, exactly. It adds a... Oh, no, wait. It would net this... Oh, no, wait. Would it give him 1 more card?
Yeah, it would gain...
It would end up with the same amount of
not
cards.
in hand, but it gains him more value, right?
Yes, he would end up with... He would be exchanging a Test Subject for a Ray of Frost.
It's not bad with bananas, is it?
It's not bad with bananas, Raven. You are not right. You're not incorrect.
Woo! Victory.
The possibilities are endless. However, for DawN on the other side, things are starting to heat up rapidly as well. Alutemu's messing around with all these tricksy little plays he could go for with test subjects and all that stuff. DawN's getting closer and closer to a giant evocation nonsense turn, but he doesn't have the Conjurer's Calling, so he's actually not quite there. And Alutemu has the first giant.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing. You know, oh, I can do this, I've got these cards drawing this and that.
Yeah.
Alutemu has just played a giant and DawN can't really deal with it. He doesn't even have a freeze, does he?
He does not.
He can't even freeze.
Magic Trick obviously is fairly likely to find him one in either Frost Nova Snap Freeze or Ray of Frost or
That's his
Frostbolt
whole
even.
turn, he doesn't get to play a giant.
Yes, he would not be happy about that. I mean, if he finds Ray of Frost, you'd go Evocation Giant Ray of Frost.
Oh? Well,
Okay.
Sold.
Yep, seems good to me.
To the guy on the top of the screen. Alutemu also has freeze, but also does not have Conjurer's Calling, so it's going to be a bit of a weird game. It feels like handlock right now.
Yeah, it does a little bit. But with added potassium.
I wonder if Luna Freeze ever stacks up. Just to get it on the board.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Because I feel like Alutemu just wants Conjurers, right?
Luna-
The quickest way to get there.
Yeah, Luna Frostbolt isn't good because you know there's double banana, which can then
Yes.
value trade, so it would have to be exactly Luna double Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost's a really good card. And you have no guarantee that sticking the Luna will even be good. But I like the thinking. Because the potential is very high.
Yeah, it's likely to be at least okay because of the cards that have been drawn so far.
Yes.
As 2 giants already been drawn and done, so it's reasonable. This is the weird thing about Banana Buffoon, isn't it? It's just that in these situations, it's like, cool, I've got more cards. Can't use them, really, but I've got more.
Yeah.
Go do this to force a potential ping out of DawN to lower this giant back to 8 health, which is much more tradable.
Oh, DawN now with his own powerful pickup. His Luna with the Ray of Frost on the right-hand side looks a little bit more tempting.
Behold
Because he got the freeze, I guess he doesn't have to go for the trade of the Banana Buffoon into the Giant, because that's definitely what I was looking at first of all, just to make it so that there couldn't be a value trade and then a Conjurer's Calling, but it's frozen, so it can't go for that. So instead he can take his own value trade.
Yeah, and there's also double bananas as well, wasn't there, anyway, to get that one step up if you needed it. DawN just edging ahead. But there is still freeze for Alutemu.
There's still no Conjurer's Calling on either side.
There's still Lunar Mirror Images, though.
True.
But DawN's got a Sea Giant.
Yeah, that just opens up Sea Giant for his opponent. He uses up board space, which DawN may not trade into. Maybe we see Mirror Image Sea Giant. Mirror Image Sea Giant with a Ray of Frost thrown in there as well. It leaves the Lunar, but I don't think there's any way to even kill that off.
Oh yeah, you just freeze.
Oh, I mean, you could go Frostbolt Ping, which maybe
I think I like
it.
it. I think I like getting the Sea Giant out. Because then, if you freeze the Giant, it means that you were like 2 big guys ahead, and you can attack quicker. Which means even if DawN conjures call-ins, your guys can probably trade in because there's the banana, and you get value trades next turn. I think I like that overall. I think that's actually a really good play. This is the most likely to be a game-winning turn, and in a matchup as Knife Edge as the mirror, if like the second one person gets to attack, it's a problem, right? So I think I really like this actually. It's huge.
I think I also like Alutemu not playing out the test subject, although it was technically free to be able to be played down on this turn. I think on average it's just bad. Like it just takes up a board space.
Yep.
Like, you know, he could obviously do stupid stuff like frostbolting his own test subject to get a frostbolt back, but that's just wasted mana.
He can very easy late game play it and use the Conjurer's Calling on it if he really wants it to value. So he doesn't even need to play it now. It's not like it's completely 100% useless all the time. It's just not going to do well now when he needs to actually have a board available for him.
I very much hope that we get to see that with the Conjurer's Calling test subject.
Now Conjurer's Calling for DawN, though. But that's the issue, right? Conjurers and you could get traded into. He does have the freezes, which the amount of freezes this deck can run. The mirror obviously makes it feel worse.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nuts. Ray of Frost. Top 3 card prediction from Mr. Raven over here.
Really?
When the cards were announced, top 3.
Wow.
I think. No, it definitely was. I think that was completely bad with the others.
Yeah, your top 3s are often a little funky, but that's pretty on the money.
Different, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, funnily enough, I had Sunray with Spy, which I thought was the least funky one.
Oh, really? As your number 1? Yeah.
What else did I pick? I can't remember the other one. Probably Hunter card, knowing me. And now Alutemu would love a Frost Nova. Deep breath for DawN there. I mean, if he loses this game, he's out, so a lot of pressure, a lot of stakes on the line here. Alutemu has to find a way to just not die next turn.
Alutemu could go like Stargazer Luna, Banana Evocation Cyclone, which obviously generates and draws a card. Generates 2 cards, and draws a card, which gets him closer to Frost Nova, which could still be played.
I've got a question for you.
He has to do that, right?
Does he have 3 mana after that available?
Yes.
Then he does it.
He does. Yeah. He has exactly.
I think that's exactly, you're right, what he needs to do now. He needs to just delay the game and hope that DawN does not have a counter freeze.
And again, he's got to move quick. We've been seeing this from Alutemu, where he has these complicated turns. He's going to draw a lot of stuff. And he plays them real slow.
I'm getting scared for him now.
He can't do it anymore, right?
Oh.
This is effectively giving up.
Yeah, I think he's broken it.
Yeah.
A bit of flustering from Alutemu. Not seen this from him since, I think, very early on in GM.
Yeah, we haven't, actually. And I guess, okay, sorry, giving up is a bit strong. But this is not the play he needed to make, I think. 19
damage to face is what this is.
Yes, exactly.
Right, which, yeah.
And with the pick of the the Frost Nova off the top. Oh man, maybe DawN doesn't even have to go for that. We could just see.
So he could
trade in both his small minions and then just go Khadgar Conjurers on the giant, the mountain giant.
He can discover a spell, and then depending on what he gets, he can like banana buff the minions and maybe even get lethal. If he gets what exactly? Frostbolt?
Yeah.
No, it won't be enough actually. It's 1 mana.
Or maybe he just goes trade in Frost Nova Conjurer's Calling. Like, it's also strong.
trade, which means it's probably going to be a Congress.
Yeah, that's definitely. Looks like it's gearing up. This seems good.
Concede.
This seems good.
What, Alutemu needs to draw exactly Nova?
Yep.
And then even if he Novas, he's got no other thing to do that turn outside the Luna?
Yeah. So Luna's Pocket Galaxy is the best thing he can get in the next couple turns. Like if he is able to Frost Nova this turn and draws Luna's Pocket Galaxy plus Frost Nova on the following turn, because he draws 2 cards from Luna this turn, maybe he has a chance. But I think even then, that's probably impossible.
The future is
Our team are going to go for it. He can discover a Nova. Nope.
That ain't it.
Behold the
drew it, though.
tools
Okay.
of creation.
Needs to worry about if he wants to go for Evocation Cyclone that he doesn't overdraw.
Behold
You just play
the
banana, right?
tools of creation.
Oh yeah, you can play out the test subject. It's just dumping a card at this point. So wait, if he goes Evocation Cyclone, that's 3 cards he will draw. He's at 9 cards at the moment, so he wouldn't actually overdraw.
Does he even have to do it this turn?
No. But will it be better next turn?
If he saves the bananas, he
Guess
can
so. I
go
guess so. Yeah,
Apprentice,
yeah, yeah.
banana, 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 Evocation. Like.
Yes, okay, fair enough.
I think because he couldn't play the Apprentice, it's worth keeping hold of.
No matter what it is, it's very, very slim margins, Indy.
Frostbolt ping potentially just to kill off the Luna.
That seems good to me.
And just say, nope, you're not digging yourself out of this situation. Nope.
Behold the tools
There's 2
of
Lunas on the
creation.
board. Be quiet. How many tools of creation are there? Well, stop showing me the same one. Over and over again.
Is that your plea to both Lunas and to TJ? Just stop showing me the same tool over and over again.
Here comes Bananas, and there is a Ziliax as well, but I don't even think the biggest Ziliax is going to help with this board.
I think you are correct. It would have to be the kind of thing where you Conjurer's calling it 10 mana minion to get one of the 2 mechs on 10 mana. You can see DawN, he's like, oh god, I've been here before. I know how this ends. Especially as, okay, this test subject's pretty nutty, right? This gets him 3
0.
more Bananas back to hand.
Oh my.
Okay.
This is a lot of spells. This is reasonably
a
likely
huge
to get
amount
a
of
Nova.
spells. This was cool. This was cool. I'm glad the test subject got his moment of glory.
This turn's so weird. I'm literally horizontal on the desk right now. I'm just like trying to look at this game at a different angle because these spells
Maybe
are
then
about
it
to
will
blow
make
my
sense.
mind.
Yeah, he knows he needs the Nova. Boop. Or the Blizzard.
Oh, 2 Novas, a Ray of Frost, an Ice Barrier, more card draw, and a Cone of Cold.
Okay.
This game's carrying on, Derek.
We have a game of Hearthstone that is occurring as we speak. He can even Ray of Frost to kill off the Luna.
I wondered if he...
He should play the
He should
he should play
let-
the evocation. He should play the evocation, right?
I wonder
If
whether
he
he should have
wants
let
to
the
get rid of
Luna live.
Frost. Really?
Well, like,
No.
if you freeze in his board, he never gets to play stuff anyway. Let him fatigue.
Yes.
Turn it into a fatigue matchup. Freeze the Luna.
I think it's like if you don't want to draw with Luna, it's pretty easy to not to.
I guess.
I guess.
Take all the fun out of it, Darren. And now, like, I don't really know what... Can DawN afford to Conjurer's Call in this Apprentice? I wonder whether it was worth it.
If it's Doomsayer, that's pretty bad for him, right? Obviously, that's pretty fringe, but maybe it was. What if his board gets cleared though somehow? If it's like Blizzard into Flamestrike. So Alutemu obviously has an extra turn of freeze, but he needs to do something impressive in the meanwhile.
Beryllium.
Into Ziliax.
Yeah, Beryllium into Nova into Ziliax.
That's not that good. It's pretty strong, I guess. Gets up to 7 attack, but it's not game-winningly strong.
I don't think anything Alutemu has in his hand right now is game-winningly strong.
Not anything else in his hand, no. So does he have to get the God draw off of Book of Spectres?
Oh, is he going to go for Cone of Cold this turn?
Fine.
Oh.
There's still,
Reading the book. That'll do.
woof. Okay,
So we need
not ideal.
Antonidas, right? He's not even played Luna though, so Antonidas is pretty lackluster.
Luna's more Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to Luna, the card Luna.
I said Lunas, didn't I?
Oh, sorry, I thought I heard Luna.
I don't know what I said anymore.
Losing my ruddy mind.
Already, I think this game is longer than the previous two series combined. Some more Hearthstone content out there for you guys.
Yeah. So it has to be Antonidas this turn for DawN. I think that's pretty clear. It's obviously sad that he can't fit in the apprentice as well.
No, but he can Nova.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
And without your opponent having already played Antonidas, it's reasonably unlikely they can kill it.
Yeah.
Because Fireball ping does, there's no Fireball to ping with. I'm surprised in finale was Antonidas actually.
He's afraid of Polymorph, right, or Snap Freeze.
Conjurers with
With a Khadgar
Khadgar.
and a Celiax in play.
yeah, we're just saying card names now.
That's a thing.
That exists.
Goldshy Footman.
Observe.
Oh man, these games are getting so complicated. So at the moment, like trading in the Ziliax is something that he wants to do, but it's also something that he kind of can't do. So what is his best chance of winning? Is it magnetize the nullifier and then it goes up to 10 health and then he can
Must be.
He
value
can't
trade
conjures it,
Khadgar?
though. He can't conjures it if it's Berlin.
Oh yeah, it's untargetable. Oh, of course.
It's just the self-balancing abilities of this card is like, haha, I'm buff now, so do more damage, but you cannot target me and buff me more.
Oh, God, Conjur's calling on the Antonidas just feels miserable. Oh, he got the Giggling Inventor though, so it worked out pretty well.
Oh my god, 3 mana min. What? Oh! Alutemu sits up, he just did the action, we did. Oh, so now he trades everything. He trades everything in.
Yes, he
I
should.
hope he traded everything in. For Alutemu's sake. Did he miss with the other apprentice? Oh, I guess the other apprentice needs a ping.
So obviously double trade with the the Giggling Inventor and the Buffoon. Trade with
Deals
the
4 to the board.
well, that would deal 2, right? And then he would trade with the other one, which deals the 4.
Yeah, if they both die.
Right. Yeah.
It
Sorry.
deals
Yes.
4
Yes.
to the board.
Sorry. If they both
yeah.
die. This
And
is
4 to
so
face,
weird.
bear in mind. With triple fireball in hand, 4 to face.
Not insignificant. There is, of course, the ice barrier, though, which obviously helps a little bit.
DawN also just tested for splitting image with that trade. Tested for counter spell now.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he's getting a pretty good idea of what this is now.
Till he attacks face, you won't know it's not vape. Oh, imagine if it was splitting image. 6 to board.
That would be insane.
Time to think up of a new deck.
Oh wait, no, with Khadgar it would be 8 to the
Oh,
board because
yeah.
it would summon 2 of them.
Just wipes the board. that
would have been so sick.
Oh. And now the knowledge is there for DawN. He still can play just a fresh Mountain Giant. He's
Yeah.
still triple fireball in hand.
I mean, he's still
I'd
in
love-
such a good spot now.
I'd love to see the Apprentice maybe come down this turn. So he can triple fireball next turn.
Wouldn't he rather ping off the Apprentice? I guess nothing can really go wrong with Luna already being played.
And unless there's another Nova. This might be the
Last
final
wave
nail in the coffin.
Is the best thing he can do. It's terrible, but clears off some of the water at least.
Ping gives him an extra shot and an extra spell, and mainly, I guess, an extra Nova right now. 2.
Those aren't bad.
He's
to be
just
fair.
dead.
Yes.
He knows there's triple
He is
fireball
just
in
dead.
hand. Oh, that's twin spell, so hang on. So 12, 13, 20 damage he has, so he's not actually dead this turn.
Flame Strike ping on the following turn wouldn't even keep him alive, though.
Observe and reflect.
What What a weird game this has been. These have been super complicated on both sides.
I'm glad I'm not one of those two players.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of wish I was to be that good at Hearthstone, but not in this exact moment. This is just a hard game.
Especially not Alutemu in this game. As it looks more and more like we are going to be heading to that game 3 to be deciding everything here.
Yep. Looks like it's going to get there. Might not be right now, but it's pretty close, because Alutemu will know there's also just the other Fireball in hand.
Yes.
DawN can Fireball ping next turn for 13. That's why he's going for the Conjurers right now. He's basically just going to heal up and put more pressure on Alutemu. And without a Nova, and even with the Nova, to be honest, he can't Nova do something else. And it's a big issue. Look at what this looks like if a Luna's Pocket Galaxy was active and live.
Yeah.
That Antonida
Is going on.
Yeah, exciting and easier for us to cast.
Yes.
Let's go into the last game of day number 1 of the Hearthstone Grandmasters playoffs. Everything on the line for these players. DawN and Alutemu in the losers match for this group. The loser is knocked out. The winner will continue on to play on Sunday. Everything on the line. Mage mirror match. So I'll come down to this.
It has indeed. DawN going on the coin there, which is always something you like to see. Keeping the Giant, I think there is debatable, because the rest of his hand is definitely screaming, I want Magic Trick, I want Elemental Evocation in particular. Even as like Banana Buffoon, Arcane Intellect, like there are a lot of cards that work very well with a cheap Sorcerer's Apprentice Mana Cyclone hand. But at the same time, you know, Mana Cyclone, if it does what it's supposed to do, will generate a lot of spells, which just makes Giant cheaper.
Yeah, I think the more I see the mirror, the more I kind of see that there's never really a problem with hand size, because both players normally play slow enough that there's not any emergency reactions going on. So I think the Giant gets its work done a lot, even with a quick opening. But here we go. Luna's Pocket Galaxy and Alutemu's opening hand looks very, very nice. The Banana Buffoon to help widen the hand a little bit for any Giant draws. But DawN has the Giant, has an Intellect, has an Apprentice, has the Cyclone.
Right.
And a coin.
Wow.
That's a lot of stuff.
He does, but Alutemu, as it currently stands, kind of has the god hand. Like, just being able to go Apprentice, Banana Buffoon. I mean, you can just look. He prays there that this Apprentice does not get dealt with, because look what happens if it doesn't.
Yeah, already this could snowball out of control.
Yes, just being able to go for Pocket Galaxy on the next turn.
Yeah,
that's
I was just
nuts.
gonna say.
Or double Conjurer's Calling on the Banana Buffoon. Maybe that's even better. Like, it's just so aggressive.
And what's the reaction? Conjurer's Calling?
There's not much as it currently stands. There really isn't much.
I'm just going to go for Arcane Intellect and say, right, okay, well, Daruk, here's what you want. Aggro versus Giant.
Oh, yes.
It's looking like, at least. Well, Ziliax just isn't a bad follow-up either.
Really
it's
not
not the
bad at
best
all.
draw in the world, but to get Pocket Galaxy down now, Ziliax to help keep pressure up next turn, maybe if there's images. I like Pocket Galaxy.
I guess.
You have 2 turns to draw one good thing.
Yeah. And I guess Conjurer's Calling is... You're still in a really good spot on the following turn, but I don't know. Double Conjurer's Calling there was pretty juicy.
It was. My view, actually, is that with the amount of cards DawN has, double Conjurers is the same as no Conjurers if a Nova comes down. Whereas using that turn to go Pocket Galaxy, I have, what, 7 damage pushing this turn?
And yeah, I guess that opens up Sea Giant stuff more. And
Yeah.
this is probably on average just more powerful.
Ooh. If DawN goes for the ping, it does limit the rest of his turn a lot.
I mean, really here, DawN
he's
needs to
got
be
double
worried about hand space. Huh. Yeah, I guess the coin was supposed to come down there. I wonder if he should have held on to the coin, though, because coin in this instance was like, wow,
that was a good one.
card.
Yeah.
However, when you can do that, I guess that's a little bit more powerful.
Okay, so now there's the bridge turn for Alutemu that was pretty much planned. I think Ziliax into the Sorcerer's Apprentice is just fine. I don't think anything else fancy needs to be done.
Conjurer's Calling double Frost Nova. Yeah, probably was. Probably was.
Double Ray of Frost I think is overkill.
I agree.
Like, this is just a bridge. You were almost always going to play Ziliax unless you draw something, exactly a Giant next turn.
Fair enough.
Now, DawN can answer with a Ziliax of his own, but with this many cards in hand, I like doing something a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, it's basically saying you probably don't have the answer to this giant. And I think this is, generally a good understanding of this matchup, is that you have the liberty to just throw down the giant. So we're probably going to see a Conjurer's Calling now, right? On the
I think
banana
so. Ray of
platoon.
Frost, Conjurers, Evocation go.
All sounds good to me.
Maybe you Conjurers first, I guess. You attack Conjurers
Yes, because
first
you could
just
get
to check.
Questing Adventurer.
Observe and reflect.
I guess the punish would be Sand Drudge, which would fill up your board with 1/1s. And even that's not that bad. It's pretty good, actually, I guess. It's okay.
Well, you've only used one spell, so
Yes,
you just hold,
yeah,
right? Yeah. Okay. Definitely not bad.
Yeah, not terrible.
DawN's on
The
16
Taunt is
health,
pretty
you
good.
know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Maybe you...
He's playing to his advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's generate some spells.
He has Nova for next turn, and Alutemu doesn't really want the game to continue anyway, so getting an extra spell from, dealing 2 damage to a giant, although it doesn't seem fantastic, could actually be the difference. Shooting Star, Conjurers, another Nova and a Scorch, that's going to be 1 mana.
That's
next
pretty
turn.
good. That's actually, for 4 spells, that's very strong.
It's not what he wanted, though, is it? I think
What did he
Alutemu wanted
want?
aggression.
Draw? Fireballs?
Well, look at this outcome, right? Imagine this outcome. He gets to push, 5 next turn minimum, maybe 7 with
Yeah.
the catapult, and then he just has some damage. Like he could just pink DawN down potentially.
Yeah. Only 1 grey for it is a little bit scary, though, for DawN.
Oh no, card draw for Alutemu. I think
And
this
no
is
minions
slipping.
being found at all.
Yeah.
Oh, but just think how quickly he could pull it back. If he draws Mountain Giant and just goes Giant Conjurers, Conjurers, or Giant Conjurers, Frost Nova, like, it turns around so quickly.
It does.
Or Antonidas in the Absolute Dream.
There must be a way.
The issue is right now, the good thing for Alutemu is that he has double Nova and DawN has 1. And as you quite rightly said, that the last Nova wins normally.
I wonder if this could be a return to the days of yore with the self-ping to enrage the Tauren
Push.
Chieftain.
To push some extra damage.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if it's good, I just want to see it.
I think I think double trade, go face, Conjures again into Nova maybe? Ugh, this
That
turn...
doesn't feel great.
does any play feel great?
Yeah. Wait, can Shooting Star target your own minions?
Maybe.
I honestly don't actually know.
I want to say no because I've never seen it. That's literally how I'm judging this. Deal 1 damage to
read it
a
in time.
minion, did it say?
Yeah. Because that could have opened up more mana, but it was 6 mana was the break point, right?
Yeah,
So
it
I think
doesn't matter.
4 versus 5 mana, it really doesn't make too much difference.
Flame Strike, push 16.
I think, however, the old iconic duo of Khadgar into Conjurer's Calling.
You think that's better than Flame Strike?
Actually, yeah, you're probably right.
Flame Strike, 16 to the face, let's go. Because now he's doing 0 damage. What if he gets frozen? He then... I am the real Kogo. But then he has Antonidas and stuff to generate fireballs. Okay.
If he gets no taunts, though, it's the kind of situation where Alutemu could actually just win the game.
These images should not have soaked 16 damage this turn, honestly.
Do you think that was just a Flame Strike turn?
Well, he has Antonidas. Yes, it's not 1 mana, but he has some cheap spells. He can go Antonidas Fireball. He can go Antonidas Nova for extra damage late game. I don't know. DawN doesn't look happy either.
Right, well, this was the nightmare for him.
I don't think those 1 mana soaked 16 damage, Derek, when DawN needed to catch up. I fully
75%
understand
of
the
the
play.
time, he was so happy.
I fully understand the play. Maybe I'm too hard on those images just soaked 2 giant hits.
Yeah.
Oh. And now,
Does he kill the Khadgar?
why?
Yeah, it's probably got to be all face, right? Like, his plan is just
Yeah.
freeze.
Yeah.
Or
Just
draw
go.
Antonidas.
Just push damage. Push damage. What? Oof. I mean, that was unlikely for DawN, of course, to not get any taunts.
Yes.
There must be a way.
Still, I think you just leave Khadgar up. Enjoy.
Yeah, because, I mean, well, if a Conjurer's Calling comes down now,
Doesn't matter. It creates the same amount of minions. because the board's frozen.
It's actually less likely for there to be a Grave Horror, right? Because there's only a 50% chance for there to be a Grave Horror because the first one is copied, rather than a 75% chance for there to be
Yeah,
a
because you
Grave Horror.
can't Conjurers twice as well.
Yes.
If he leaves the Khadgar on. Yeah, I like this. I think this is right.
Oh, I guess, sorry, he could do it twice on one minion, and then that one minion that is a Mounted
Has
Giant
two,
could become.
yeah.
But I think he only has one copy left anyway, so it's only one copy he can go for.
And now... does it have to be Antonidas Nova?
We can't do that, right? It costs 7.
Oh, sorry, it's on
Mana.
8. No, I don't know. I just, at this point with this many freezes, I was like, we must be on turn 15 by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's only turn 8. Wow.
So is it Ziliax or the Pocket Galaxy?
If it's Ziliax, this shooting star is going to be pretty nice.
More defensive, yeah. Sets up to
It's-
not die to...
Doesn't have to heal up. Another giant. So, shooting star, ping, Nova, pass. Need to play the giant this
I mean,
turn.
he can play everything this turn.
Yeah,
He
you
can
know
just play
what?
literally
he doesn't
everything.
need to, but what's the punish? Yeah, I
Yes.
guess you play everything. As long
think
as he
so.
Novas and he sets up, and basically what the game is going to come down to now after that crazy turn was...
Or, sorry,
No, no.
does he not shooting star ping because he wants to leave his opponent with a full board space? That's probably better, right? Just
So he
completely
can do it
board,
next turn?
board lock them. Yeah, because you can still kill it and then attack face on the following turn.
Right,
That's
yeah.
got to be better.
Yep.
Just so they can't play Luna or something
Yeah.
silly like that.
I guess on 29 health with that many giants, though, you're going to punch through anything anyway, right?
Exactly,
Time-wise,
exactly.
So
And again, you can still go shoot star ping next turn. You can just ping face this turn. Or just ping the Ziliax this turn, right? Actually, no, because then that opens up self ping. So it's probably just ping face this turn.
I don't even think it matters. Oh, yeah, no, you're right, it matters. Yep. Huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
the ping
yeah,
face.
yeah.
I like the ping face. I just think if something could go wrong,
Well, the problem is...
it comes from this.
Luna draw Nova.
Right.
I think he has a natural Nova left, doesn't he?
Got to be
I mean,
honest,
it's,
not
it's
sure. There's been
incredibly
too much
impossible
generated
to...
stuff. Yeah.
I want to say DawN has a natural Nova left. I mean, it doesn't matter, he doesn't have Luna. He doesn't even have card draw. So does he have to just try and summon Taunt?
Arcane Explosion, Flame Strike does not clear off enough stuff.
Nope, leaves 2 giants on the board.
Yeah. Self-ping Conjurer's Calling is a 50% chance, I believe, for a...
That's not enough, though, is it? He has 12 damage, even if both giants have to trade.
Yeah.
What to do?
I
What to do?
think... I'm going to say think.
DawN is so far in the lead. How did he possibly lose this?
Time runs out on me.
I mean, he hasn't lost it yet, but I'm struggling to see what he can even get.
I want to say that he cannot do anything that like keeps him alive, even on board. I might be wrong because there's a lot of weird things, but to me, the mana restriction plus like Pocket Galaxy not having been played means he can't do anything crazy like that. He's just going to go for that. Missed it anyway, and I believe just about
Wow.
Alutemu is going to go into Sunday's playoff and continue in this tournament. Just about. We do say goodbye to DawN. A fantastic run and a great representation for his team Cloud9,
Yeah.
who have done well across the board in Grandmasters. But